just for Taylor to get another pin, it seemed like it really shifted your guys' momentum at Minnesota. Although it's an individual sport, how did that really just lift you guys through that duel?
Yeah, I think it just reinforced what, we're always teaching guys to wrestle till the last second, keep scoring late. I thought that was just a scramble situation. You run the clock back, 10, 15 seconds. It was Antrell's offensive move, looked like he was going to score. And then, Millard rolled on us and they got scramble and then, Antrell came up on top. And so just, he just kept wrestling, kept fighting. And, Antrell's, is a tough man. And we knew that. Just, it's in a big moment, just, wrestle until the end of the match. And, just wrestles for her team, There's a big difference when guys are just wrestling for themselves or they're wrestling for their team. And I think, that's a really good element we've been trying to emphasize.
Coach, 2005 was the last time Nebraska beat Iowa. How much
You have to remind me of that?
Yeah.
I'm kidding, I know.
How much do you think about that and just play a role in a rivalry like this?
Yeah. You used to think about it all the time. I mean, we've wrestled those guys, tough, but we've always come up short. So, it's just one of those things. They're a really good program, obviously, and historic program. I mean, they're really good, and they'll bring a hard-nosed, tough team in on Friday night, looking to win. So we just have to come out and wrestle our best, and things will be all right.
It's not just Iowa, it's Ohio State this weekend too. Just how do you balance, two really, really tough duels like back to back?
It's really good practice for us, as far as, this is, we're getting ready for tournament time here in about 6 weeks, You're going to have to wrestle someone good, in the semifinals at Big Tens, semifinals of national, the finals at Big Tens. So, one day you wrestle a really good guy, and then you might wrestle, really tough, better opponent the next day. So you guys got to ready yourself. It's to stay in the moment. That's what I think this weekend is all about for us. It's just staying in the moment, focus on what's in front of you. And, we've got a big match, obviously, everyone knows, on Friday night, and then on Saturday we'll think about Ohio State. So, yeah, it's a big challenge, and, obviously Big Ten scheduling, they knew what they were doing.
How did Brock respond to being rested last weekend?
I think Brock wrestled, I think he's been wrestling really well as of late, training really well. It's a good break for him just not to make weight, and he's not cutting the most weight on our team, but he cuts weight. I think it's good for him to have that weekend off, and for us to be able to give Jake Hockaday an opportunity to wrestle a couple time All-American, Von Bauer, and then being away from home. It's a different element when you're wrestling true freshmen away from home in a big time Big Ten environment. It's it's a really good teachable moment for Jacob Van D to see, can I perform in that? And he performed really well. It just came up short and just finished one of his takedowns, and so yeah, it's just really good for him.
You speak about environments. You guys have had some pretty good crowds here so far this season, and attendance records. Just what does Friday night in Iowa bring with that close distance to maybe set the stage for fans?
Yeah, I think for fans, they know what this is all about. We don't have to talk about it too much. People know, this is big time rivalry with Iowa and Nebraska, and so wrestling fans know this is a big match, and they're going to turn out, and we just have to have our guys ready to go on Friday night, and I think they're looking forward to it.
Coach, I have a couple questions on AJ, but I just have to ask for you. Are there any specific things guys are dealing with legal proceedings moving forward?
No, everything he took care of everything. So he went down to Texas that next day after he got out, and handle his business, and wish he would have handled it in October, but he handled it this time, so, yeah, just one of those things, and, yeah, you know, I think he's pretty much all done with it.
As a program, how do you balance due process with holding athletes accountable when situations like this arise?
Accountable, I think, you know, I can't go back in that moment and say, hey, AJ, did you pay your ticket? I didn't know about the ticket. His mom and dad didn't know about the ticket. So the thing is that it's like what would you do with your own kid? If he hides something from it, you go to him and say, hey, listen, you got to do better the next time. You got to make sure you take care of your business, and just teachable moment. You know, obviously I haven't been raising him for, I don't know what AJ is, 21, 22. And it's only 1 year for me, 9 months into it. So, yeah, that's how we try to hold him accountable. Is, hey, don't let it happen again. Make sure you learn from this, and let's be better, because you're representing, you know, our state, you're representing our school, you're representing our program, and, you know, it's a big deal, you know. So, I think that's the teachable moment, is you're representing more than just yourself, and that's why people make mistakes.
And then last question for you on that. Just FYI, Warren said he was 25, just so you know. And then, what was his message to the team when he came back out Tuesday, Wednesday?
He was sorry, you know, sorry for letting it happen, and, you know, he apologized to the team, which was really good, and that's a big step in the right direction of making sure that doesn't happen again. And so, really good. AJ was, you know, that's what becoming a man is all about, and figuring out, hey, I got to apologize, and apologize to the team, and, yeah, sorry for his actions. So, yeah.
There was a report on the TV broadcast that Lamer was just feeling ill. How's he been feeling this week? And do you
Way
expect
better.
him-
Yeah, Lamer, yeah, sorry to cut you off. Yeah, he wasn't not feeling, he didn't feel that really well last Thursday. We took him on the trip thinking hopefully he'll be a lot better on Friday. He weighed in, did not feel great, so that's why we wrestled McCade thinking, and, you know, another good opportunity for a true freshman to wrestle. You know, Drew Roberts is a 5th-year senior, you know, experienced guy. So, yeah, it's good. That's how we look at it. Like, hey, might we lose a duel because listen, about development, about getting better, you know. In March, then I'm going to look back to whatever date that was and say, hey, what happened, and you lost this duel. It's about getting better. And so that's what our program's always been about, is development. And, you know, sometimes when you get whooped, that's how you learn. I don't see anyone out there undefeated, you know, through college. You know, it's, hey, and it's hard. It's hard. So to get better, you have to have the ability to be challenged. And McCade got challenged, and he'll learn from that. And yeah, it's really good.
Speaking of development, although Kaler once again came up short this month, he's really battled with everybody he's taken on. Friday night, do you expect to roll with him at 125?
Yeah, we'll probably go with Alan Kaler on Friday night, and then Sunday we'll see. You know, they're both going to be ready, Kale and. So Kale wrestled Cyclone Open last weekend, and ended up having a forfeit. He didn't feel well in the finals, but he made the finals at Cyclone Open, and got some, you know, he coming off a little knee injury, and then got feeling better last week, and he wanted to go get some competition under his belt, and he did that, and yeah, so they're both ready, really. So yeah, we'll see after Friday kind of how it goes, and we're gonna have them both ready to go.
This is a different type of Ferrari-related question. His brother, Angelo, is in the lineup for Iowa. Just what do you know about that matchup, and what threat does he pose?
Yeah, you know, Angela, I think, you know, he might be suffering, he might have a little injury. They I don't know if when they listed him, he might be out for this Friday.
Okay.
But unfortunately, You know, he's really good, and Angelo's really good. I don't know if he's better than AJ, but he's pretty good. That's a joke, but anyway. He's a really good wrestler. I think he got banged up a little bit in the Penn State duel, and so I don't know the details, but I'm sure Gabe Arnold's going to be up there at 184, who Silas has gone 1-1 with last year. So we beat him in the duel. He beat us at Big Tens in overtime. So yeah.
On AJ at Minnesota, you know, after the week that he had, you got the Grandval win, very close win. As a coach, what does it mean to you to see him be able to overcome what he went through and take that victory?
Yeah, I think just getting him back in the fold, getting him to understand, you know, he's part of a team, and hope, you know, just getting competition. He needs matches. And obviously, he's going to get 2 really good matches this weekend, and that's going to really help his conditioning, help him get in the. He needs some more matches underneath his belt. So, yeah, it was a good win. You know, the Minnesota kid wrestled him really tough, and you know, it's good when you're highly thought of. People are going to wrestle you really hard. You know, another competitor is going to wrestle you hard. So that's what he faced on Friday, and he came out on top. Yeah.
Y'all were penalized a point for unsportsmanlike conduct up in Minnesota. Just how do you address?
You had to bring that up. I'm kidding.
Sorry. How do you just address composure with the guys?
After
knowing
the fact, I told him, we don't do that. We do not behave like that. We don't do that. You're going to cost our team, whether it's a dual meet or a tournament. You know, you're costing us a point. You're not helping our team. You're hurting our team. So, another moment, I went out there. What do? What would you do as a parent? Same thing you do as a coach. That's all I can do.
When you look ahead, is there a specific weight you'd like to start out Friday night, and what really goes into deciphering that for you?
You know what? We're good with starting at 125. But other teams sometimes want to start at different weights. Sometimes we feel maybe, hey, can you gain something by someone being a weight cutter? We've tried it. It really is about just being a competitor within. You know, if someone made a bad weight cut, they're gonna feel it. But yeah, we're good at starting low and finishing at heavyweight. But some people, it's the coin flip. So we get the coin flip at weigh-ins. They win the coin flip, then they get to decide. So it's not like we get to decide. We have to win the coin flip to decide that. So it's really 50-50, and sometimes people like to start at different weights. And our guys are pretty used to, like, hey, just start at 57, and start at 49. So pretty good at that, making the adjustment. Like they're not freaking out, So.
Blake Cushing, he's a guy that's not in your top lineup, but he's a senior from Grand Island, Nebraska. He actually won his weight in the Cyclone Open. Just how proud were you of him to do that?
Really good, man. He wrestled we wrestled 4 tough matches, and he's really good, man. Blake Cushing's, he's a stud. He's really good, and you can't say enough good things about that guy and how he handles his business, his character. I mean, he's one of the top student athletes in here. At Nebraska, he's a stud. He's academically, socially, wrestling-wise, athletically, he's really good. He pours his heart into our program, and we're very appreciative of him.
Van D kind of grinded out a win on Friday. A couple top 10 matchups this weekend. How important is that for him after all the success he's had, in the last couple months?
Yeah, Jacob Van D is probably a fly under the radar guy for sometimes the Nebraska wrestling fans, but one tough competitor that he's having a tremendous season. Very underranked, I would say. People forgot about him, but you know, he's going to be tested both Friday night. He's wrestled Ayala before, and with DeVito on Sunday. So he's done a really good job. You know, very aggressive, and you know, Friday night I wish the guy would have wrestled him, but didn't want to wrestle him. So one of those things. Jacob stayed patient, won the match. You know, and it's scored time. He tried hard, but sometimes people, you know, don't want to engage. Man, the guy was out there trying to win it the last second. As a coach, extremely frustrating. But I'm not that guy's coach. But they had a strategy, and that's what happens. They're trying to, you know, beat you in basketball 2-0. You know, that's just the way it is. So, but Jacob is he's going to wrestle two guys that are going to come at him a different way than say last Friday. You know, so. Two great challenges, and yeah, really looking forward to it. I know he's really looking forward to it.
Any further questions?